Hey artists, it's me, Engel, your favorite art teacher, and today I'm here with feelings. Yeah. I don't know about you all, but I've been having a lot of feelings this past week. We just learned that we're not going back for the rest of the school year, and my first feeling was sadness. I felt sad that I wasn't going to be able to see you and have that creative energy in the art room or have an art show this year. So I'm still feeling pretty sad, and I think I'm going to continue to feel sad because this is a big change. It's really different, it's challenging, and a really big bummer. But I am also here with some easy to do art activities at home that will kind of help to express some of these feelings. Now, while you're making this art, those feelings aren't going to go away completely. And that's okay because the feelings are really valid. While you are making this art, you might feel a little bit lighter or happier or excited to be doing so. And that's really the goal of these couple ideas, is to give you a tool to express yourself. So we're gonna make a quick stop at a famous artist's studio and start making some art to express ourselves. Oh, hey artists. I wanted to stop here in Jackson Pollock's art studio. When I was thinking about making artwork about feelings, I thought about action painting. So Jackson Pollock did a lot of action painting, which means he moved his body and his tools to make his artwork. You might also know it as splatter paint. And you can see here on his studio floor that a lot of splatter paint was going on. He needed a big space because he used big canvases. And sometimes his canvases were so big, he had to stand on a ladder to be able to drop the paint and splatter the paint onto them. You can see back here, these are his actual paint cans and paintbrushes that he used. And if you visit his studio, you get to see some pictures of him actually making his artwork. So I thought we would do a little action painting to get some of these feelings out. Now you can use just about anything for a tool to paint with, as long as it can scoop up the paint and put it on your surface. So maybe a paintbrush, a stick, a plastic spoon, an old toothbrush, those things will all work well to apply paint to your surface. And for a surface, you could use a piece of paper, a piece of cardboard, a paper bag that you kind of cut out, anything really that will kind of absorb the paint. And I wanted to let you know that Jackson Pollock was an abstract expressionist. You hear the word expression in there? Well, he was expressing himself, obviously, with his paint and his style. At the time that he was painting, other artists were making more realistic paintings, like landscapes and of people. And he said, I'm gonna do something a little bit different that hasn't been done before. And so he expressed himself by splattering paint everywhere. Some people are like, well, that's just kind of a messy, he didn't really care kind of artwork. And it was actually very well thought out in terms of colors and placement. So when you're making your artwork, think about it a little bit before you just drop paint all over the place. Think about what color and what tool you want to use and where you want that paint to go. I've set up a little station over here in his studio for you to check out. And why don't you come along with me, and we're gonna do some action painting to get some of these feelings out. Let's go. Here's my station all set up with my tools and my paint colors. I was thinking a lot about how I was feeling when I chose these colors. As I mentioned, I've been feeling pretty sad. So I wanted to choose blue to represent that sad feeling that I've been having. And I chose orange. I put a little yellow inside the orange. It reminded me of the sun and maybe feeling warm, being outside, which I really like to be when the weather is nice. And I chose purple and added a tiny bit of white to it just to make it a little bit lighter. Purple makes me feel calm, and I think during these times it's nice to have something that can kind of calm you down. Here are my tools. I did choose 2 different paintbrushes. A popsicle stick makes me think of summertime and popsicles. A piece of yarn, some items from nature. I really like to be outside, so I wanted to see what would happen if I used like a piece of bark and a pine cone to paint with. So I want you to be able to think about the tools that you have available, that you might find outside, that you connect with. And then when you're choosing your paint colors, think about how you're feeling and what color might represent that feeling. It's a big thing that artists do, is use color to express their feelings. I did add a little bit of water to each of these paint cups just to make the paint a little thinner and make it a little easier for it to go into my surface. I'm going to start my painting process for you to see how I'm applying the paint to the surface, and then I will eventually speed it up so that you can see the whole painting being done. I'm going to choose the popsicle stick with blue. And like I mentioned, I put a little bit of water in the paint just to make it a little thinner. I think I'm just gonna drop some of this paint right onto my canvas. And as you're applying the paint, you can think about those feelings too. So when I say I'm feeling sad, maybe these are like tears. Maybe they are raindrops. That looks really cool. I'm really into that. And I'm gonna try a little bit of orange with the bark, because I felt like this reminded me of the sun and nature, and this is straight from nature. I'm just gonna take a little paint on my bark, and I'm actually gonna throw it at my canvas. I really like those lines. Yeah, that looks great. It's a great start. Okay, I'm gonna speed up the video so you can see what happens when I use a paintbrush and some yarn and a pine cone. I really like how this painting turned out. I'm just looking a little bit closer at the canvas to see some of the marks that were made. Those teardrop raindrops in the beginning with the blue paint. I really felt a little calm putting the yarn and the purple paint and dragging it across the canvas. And then I felt like I wanted to kind of throw that orange paint all over and even dip that pine cone in it and see what that would do. I think I'm gonna let this dry and maybe hang it up someplace. I'd love to see what you artists made. Share with me your paint color choices, your tools, maybe some of the feelings that you were feeling as you made it, and send me a picture. Love to see what you're creating. I hope that you like this project, that you got some feelings out, and that you made a piece of artwork that you can feel really good about also. Thanks for watching.